Hi, I'm Saurabh Singh Chauhan. Get ready to uncover the remarkable journey of Nelson Mandela, the man who transformed South Africa's destiny. You're welcome another audiobook. Know about Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa, exclusively on the streams of stories.
Know about Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa by Saurabh Singh Chauhan. Disclaimers and copyrights. While every precaution has been taken in the preparation of this book, the publisher and author assumes no responsibility for errors or omissions, or for damages resulting from the use of the information contained herein. Copyright 2023 Saurabh Singh Chauhan. All rights reserved. No part of this document may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without prior permission. Table of Contents. Chapter 1. Introductions. Chapter 2. Early Life and Education. Chapter 3. A Humble Beginning. Chapter 4. Growing Up in a Changing World. Chapter 5. Championing Equality and Justice. Chapter 6. Entering the World of Activism. Chapter 7. Taking the Lead, the ANC and Mandela. Chapter 8. The Courage to Challenge Apartheid. Chapter 9. Behind Bars, Robben Island and Resilience. Chapter 10. The Rivonia Trial and Mandela's Stand. Chapter 11. Freedom at Last, A Nation in Transition. Chapter 12. Building a Rainbow Nation. Chapter 13. A New Dawn, Mandela Becomes President. Chapter 14. Leadership Through Reconciliation. Chapter 15. In Pursuit of Unity, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Chapter 16. A Beacon of Hope, Mandela's Global Impact. Chapter 17. Walking the Talk, Mandela's Inspirational Speeches. Chapter 18. Beyond Politics, Mandela's Personal Philosophy. Chapter 19. Facing Challenges, Mandela's Later Years. Chapter 20. Legacy of Love, Mandela's Humanitarian Efforts. Chapter 21. Remembering an Icon, Mandela's Passing. Chapter 22. Mandela's Spirit Lives On. Chapter 23. Most Important Events of His Life. Chapter 24. His Quotations. Chapter 25. Summary of all chapters. Chapter 26. Illustration or Images. Chapter 1. Introduction. Welcome, dear reader, to a journey through the incredible life of one of history's most remarkable figures, Nelson Mandela. In the pages that follow, we will delve into the story of a man whose unwavering determination, courage, and vision have left an indelible mark on the world with the help of Gandhian principles non-violence. Nelson Mandela, often affectionately referred to as Madiba, was not just a political leader. He was a symbol of hope, a beacon of change, and a champion of justice. His life's journey traverses a path of struggles and triumphs, inspiring generations with his unwavering commitment to equality, unity, and the greater good. This biography is not just a retelling of historical events. It is an exploration of the human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity, to stand up against injustice, and to forge a better future. As we embark on this journey, we invite you to open your hearts and minds to the life of a man who shaped the destiny of a nation and touched the lives of millions around the globe. In the chapters that follow, we will walk alongside Mandela as he grows from a young boy in a small village to a towering figure on the global stage. We will witness his determination to challenge the oppressive system of apartheid, his sacrifices during years of imprisonment, and his triumphant emergence as the first black president of South Africa. But Nelson Mandela's legacy is not confined to the boundaries of a nation or a particular time. His impact transcends borders, cultures, and generations. Through his words, actions, and unwavering beliefs, he continues to inspire individuals and movements striving for a more just and equitable world. So, let us begin our journey into the life and times of Nelson Mandela, a journey that will not only inform but also ignite the flames of inspiration within us all. As we turn the pages, let us reflect on the lessons he imparted and the principles he stood for, and let us be reminded that each one of us has the power to make a difference, just as Mandela did. May this exploration of his life serve as a testament to the power of resilience, compassion, and the unbreakable spirit that resides within us all. Let us step forward together, hand in hand, as we delve into the chapters that chronicle the extraordinary life of Nelson Mandela, the first Black president of South Africa. Chapter 2. Early Life and Education. In the rolling hills of the Eastern Cape province of South Africa, a young Nelson Mandela came into the world. Born on July 18, 1918 in the small village of Mvizo, his early life was rooted in the rich cultural tapestry of the Xhosa people. Growing up in a world shaped by colonialism and segregation, Mandela's childhood was marked by both the beauty of his ancestral heritage and the harsh realities of racial discrimination. He was raised in the village of Kunu, where he enjoyed the simple pleasures of rural life and the close-knit community bonds that defined his upbringing. Mandela's father, Gadla Henry Mpakanyiswa, was a respected local chief, while his mother, Nosekeni Fanny, was a strong and nurturing presence in his life. Their guidance and the traditions of his people instilled in Mandela a sense of identity and pride that would later fuel his determination to challenge injustice. Education was a beacon of hope for Mandela and his peers, a pathway to a better future. He attended a Methodist mission school, where he was given the English name Nelson as part of the school's custom. Through his studies, he developed a love for learning and a deep curiosity about the world beyond his village. As he grew older, Mandela's awareness of the deep-rooted inequalities in South African society sharpened. He witnessed firsthand the disparities between races, sowing the seeds of his commitment to fighting for a more just world. This early exposure to the realities of racial injustice planted the seeds of his future activism. Mandela's thirst for knowledge led him to the University of Fort Hare, a prestigious institution that nurtured many future leaders. It was here that he began to engage with political ideas and concepts of justice that would shape the trajectory of his life. However, his pursuit of education was not without challenges, as financial constraints forced him to leave Fort Hare. Undeterred, Mandela's journey took him to Johannesburg, where he continued his studies and encountered the stark realities of urban life. He worked odd jobs and encountered firsthand the systemic racism and inequality that permeated every aspect of South African society. The early years of Mandela's life laid the foundation for his unwavering commitment to justice and equality. The seeds of activism had been planted, and as we journey through the chapters ahead, we will witness how those seeds grew into a powerful force that would change the course of history. Chapter 3. A Humble Beginning. In the heart of the Eastern Cape's picturesque landscapes, a young Nelson Mandela found himself surrounded by the beauty and simplicity of rural life. It was in the village of Kunu that Mandela's character was molded, shaped by the values and traditions of his Xhosa heritage. Kunu was more than just a place, it was a community where neighbors were like extended family, and every corner seemed to echo with stories of the past. Mandela's upbringing in this close-knit environment instilled in him a deep sense of belonging and a profound respect for the wisdom of his elders. Life in Kunu was far from luxurious, yet its modesty was a source of strength. Mandela's family lived in traditional round huts, and the rhythms of daily life were guided by the rising and setting sun. He grew up herding cattle, playing traditional games, and absorbing the oral history of his people through stories told around the fireside. The village was a treasure trove of life lessons. Mandela learned about leadership from his father, a chief who served as a beacon of integrity and justice. He observed the intricate social dynamics that governed community life, gaining an appreciation for the value of cooperation and mutual support. As he matured, Mandela's inquisitive nature led him to explore the hills and valleys, forging connections with the natural world. The rivers, plants, and animals became his companions, offering a sense of harmony and serenity that would remain with him throughout his life. Kanu's spiritual presence was equally profound. Mandela was exposed to the spiritual teachings of his ancestors, which emphasized respect for all living beings and the interconnectedness of humanity. These teachings would later influence his philosophy of Ubuntu, the belief in the shared humanity that binds us all. Amid the simplicity of Kunu, Mandela's dreams began to take shape. He aspired to make a difference, to contribute to his community and beyond. This desire for positive change was ignited by the struggles he witnessed, as the weight of apartheid's injustices cast a shadow over even the most remote corners of South Africa. In the midst of his humble beginning, Mandela's spirit was being forged for the challenges that lay ahead. The values instilled in him by Kanu's embrace would serve as his guiding light, propelling him forward on a path toward justice, equality, and the liberation of an entire nation. Chapter 4. Growing Up in a Changing World. As Nelson Mandela stepped into adolescence, the world around him was undergoing a transformation that would shape the course of history. The winds of change were sweeping through South Africa, stirring a mix of hope, uncertainty, and resistance against the status quo. The allure of urban life beckoned to young Mandela, and he found himself drawn to the bustling city of Johannesburg. It was a place of contrasts, a mosaic of cultures, ideas, and aspirations. Yet, beneath the surface of its vibrant energy lay the stark reality of racial segregation and inequality. Johannesburg exposed Mandela to a different side of South Africa, one characterized by the stark divide between the races. He encountered firsthand the harshness of apartheid's laws, which relegated non-white individuals to separate and unequal facilities. These experiences left an indelible mark on his consciousness, fueling his determination to challenge the deeply entrenched system of oppression. In this changing world, Mandela's thirst for knowledge continued to drive him. He pursued his studies at the University of Fort Hare, a place that nurtured both his intellect and his political consciousness. Surrounded by a diverse array of students, Mandela engaged in conversations that broadened his perspective and deepened his commitment to justice. But as the world changed, so did the political landscape of South Africa. The National Party came into power, and apartheid's grip tightened. Laws were enacted that further restricted the rights and freedoms of non-white citizens, igniting a fire of resistance within Mandela and his contemporaries. Mandela's growing involvement in activism marked a turning point in his life. He became a voice for change, a leader who believed in the power of united action. His journey from an inquisitive boy in Kunu to a passionate advocate for justice was a testament to his unwavering resolve and his belief in the potential for a brighter future. In the midst of this changing world, Mandela's path converged with others who shared his vision. Together, they began to lay the groundwork for a movement that would challenge apartheid's oppressive regime and pave the way for a new era in South Africa's history. As we delve deeper into Mandela's story, we will witness the evolution of his activism, the alliances he formed, and the sacrifices he made. We will explore how his experiences in a changing world set the stage for the monumental struggles and triumphs that awaited him in the years to come. Chapter 5. Championing Equality and Justice. In the tumultuous landscape of apartheid-era South Africa, Nelson Mandela emerged as a steadfast advocate for equality and justice. His journey from a young activist to a resolute leader was a testament to his unyielding commitment to dismantling the oppressive system that gripped his nation. Mandela's passion for justice led him to become deeply involved in the African National Congress, ANC, a political organization dedicated to opposing apartheid and advocating for the rights of Black South Africans. As a powerful force for change, the ANC provided Mandela with a platform to voice his convictions and rally others to the cause. The struggle for equality was not without its challenges. The apartheid regime responded to peaceful protests and demands for change with violence and repression. Mandela and his fellow activists faced intimidation, arrests, and even imprisonment for their efforts to bring about a more just society. Mandela's resolve remained unshaken. He understood that true change required more than just rhetoric, it demanded courageous action. In the face of adversity, he championed nonviolent resistance and civil disobedience, tactics that would inspire future generations of activists worldwide. One of the most iconic moments of Mandela's journey occurred in 1952, when he played a pivotal role in organizing the Defiance Campaign. This mass protest against unjust laws saw individuals of all races openly defying apartheid legislation, signaling a turning point in the struggle for equality. Throughout this chapter, we will explore the pivotal moments and key figures who joined forces with Mandela in the fight against apartheid. We will witness the birth of a movement, the unity that grew from shared values, and the collective determination that would eventually prove instrumental in dismantling the walls of racial segregation. Mandela's vision of a free and equal South Africa was unwavering. His dedication to justice extended beyond the borders of his homeland, inspiring international solidarity and support. As we delve into the pages ahead, we will trace the trajectory of Mandela's activism, from its origins to the precipice of a new era in South African history. Chapter 6. Entering the World of Activism. As the struggle for equality gained momentum in South Africa, Nelson Mandela found himself at the heart of a burgeoning movement that was determined to challenge the injustices of apartheid. With unwavering conviction and a burning desire for change, Mandela stepped into the world of activism, forever altering the course of his own life and the destiny of his nation. Mandela's journey into activism was a natural progression of his deeply held beliefs and the injustices he had witnessed. He recognized that the fight against apartheid required more than just words, it demanded action, sacrifice, and a willingness to put his own freedom on the line. Joining the African National Congress, ANC, Mandela quickly made his mark as a passionate advocate for justice. He embraced the principle of nonviolent resistance, inspired by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and other civil rights leaders. Alongside his comrades, Mandela organized protests, strikes, and boycotts, aiming to disrupt the machinery of apartheid and expose its cruelty to the world. The Defiance Campaign of the 1950s, a watershed moment in South Africa's struggle for equality, saw Mandela and other activists openly defy unjust laws, risking arrest and imprisonment. This campaign marked a turning point, demonstrating the power of united resistance and the potential to erode the foundation of apartheid through mass action. As the government responded with increasing brutality, Mandela's commitment only grew stronger. He recognized that the struggle required a multifaceted approach, combining legal challenges with grassroots mobilization. With each passing day, he became a more formidable force, a beacon of hope for those who yearned for a more just and inclusive society. But as the movement gained momentum, so did the crackdown on activists. Mandela's leadership and involvement in the ANC drew the attention of the authorities, leading to his first arrest and trial in 1956. Despite facing the looming threat of imprisonment, Mandela's resolve remained unshaken. He understood that his sacrifice was part of a larger narrative, a story of defiance, resilience, and the unbreakable human spirit. In the chapters ahead, we will delve deeper into Mandela's transformation into a prominent activist, his strategic thinking, and his growing influence on the struggle for justice. We will witness how his dedication, along with that of countless others, ignited a fire of resistance that would eventually blaze a trail toward a new South Africa. Chapter 7. Taking the Lead, the ANC and Mandela. As the struggle for equality intensified, Nelson Mandela's commitment and leadership abilities propelled him to the forefront of the African National Congress, ANC, a pivotal organization in the fight against apartheid. With unyielding determination and a clear vision for change, Mandela took on a central role that would shape the course of history. Mandela's journey within the ANC was a reflection of his deep-rooted dedication to justice. He recognized the importance of unity and collective action, and he worked tirelessly to forge alliances and bridge divides within the organization. With a charismatic presence and an unwavering belief in the power of the people, Mandela began to emerge as a unifying force. The Defiance Campaign of the 1950s, in which Mandela played a significant role, showcased his ability to mobilize and inspire. His leadership during this critical period earned him the respect and admiration of fellow activists, cementing his position as a prominent figure within the struggle. Mandela's approach to leadership was characterized by inclusivity and a commitment to the greater good, traits that would serve as a foundation for his future endeavors. The Freedom Charter, a document that outlined the ANC's vision for a democratic and non-racial South Africa, became a cornerstone of Mandela's activism. He saw the charter as a blueprint for the nation's future, a testament to the aspirations of those who sought an end to apartheid's tyranny. Mandela's involvement in shaping the charter highlighted his ability to articulate a vision that resonated with the hopes and dreams of millions. However, Mandela's rise within the ANC was not without challenges. His leadership, along with that of other activists, posed a significant threat to the apartheid regime. The government responded with increased repression, leading to further arrests and trials. Yet Mandela's resolve remained unshaken. He understood that his sacrifices were not in vain, and he continued to lead from within prison walls, a beacon of unwavering determination for his comrades and supporters. In the chapters that follow, we will delve into the intricacies of Mandela's leadership within the ANC, his strategic thinking, and his ability to galvanize a diverse group of individuals toward a common cause. We will explore his role in shaping the organization's strategies, navigating the challenges posed by a relentless apartheid government, and laying the groundwork for a future that would forever change the face of South Africa. Chapter 8. The Courage to Challenge Apartheid. In the face of a repressive and unjust regime, Nelson Mandela exhibited extraordinary courage as he confronted the very foundations of apartheid. His unyielding determination and willingness to risk everything for the cause of justice marked a pivotal phase in his journey, one that would forever define his legacy. As the apartheid government intensified its efforts to maintain control, Mandela recognized the need for more assertive measures. Alongside other leaders within the ANC, he advocated for a shift toward more direct forms of resistance, including acts of civil disobedience and nonviolent protest. The Campaign for the Defiance of Unjust Laws, launched in 1952, was a watershed moment. Mandela and his comrades deliberately broke apartheid laws, filling jails with protesters. The campaign was a testament to the power of collective action and the ability to disrupt the machinery of oppression through peaceful means. Despite the campaign's successes, it became clear that apartheid's grip was unrelenting. Mandela and his fellow activists recognized the need for a more robust response. In 1961, the ANC adopted a new strategy, the armed struggle. Mandela was instrumental in the formation of Umkhonto we Sizwe, Spear of the Nation, an armed wing of the ANC aimed at sabotaging key infrastructure and institutions. The decision to take up arms was not made lightly. Mandela's commitment to nonviolence remained steadfast, but he saw armed resistance as a last resort in the face of escalating brutality. His ability to evolve and adapt his strategies without compromising his principles showcased his astute leadership and his deep understanding of the complex realities of the struggle. Mandela's involvement in the armed struggle eventually led to his arrest and imprisonment. In the Rivonia trial of 1964, he and his co-accused faced the possibility of the death penalty for their activities. In his famous speech from the dock, Mandela declared that he was willing to die for his ideals, but he was equally committed to living for them. His words, infused with unwavering determination and a refusal to bow to oppression, resonated around the world. Mandela's courage under fire and his willingness to sacrifice his own freedom for the greater good became a symbol of resistance that inspired individuals across the globe. As we delve further into the narrative, we will explore Mandela's transformation from an advocate of nonviolence to a leader who recognized the need for a multifaceted approach. We will witness his unshakable resolve and his willingness to embrace calculated risks in the pursuit of justice. Mandela's courage to challenge apartheid would set the stage for the next phase of his extraordinary journey. Chapter 9. Behind Bars, Robben Island and Resilience. In the annals of history, few stories of resilience and fortitude can match Nelson Mandela's remarkable journey through the confines of Robben Island, a place that would test not only his physical endurance, but also his unwavering commitment to justice. Robben Island, a desolate outpost off the coast of Cape Town, became a symbol of the apartheid regime's efforts to suppress dissent. It was here, in the bleak cells of the island's prison, that Mandela and many other anti-apartheid activists were held captive. For 18 long years, Mandela's spirit endured the harsh conditions of imprisonment. Confined to a small cell, he endured forced labor, isolation, and the constant threat of brutality from prison guards. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, Mandela's resilience shone through. One of the most remarkable aspects of Mandela's time on Robben Island was his ability to transform the prison environment into a place of learning and intellectual growth. Despite limited resources and restrictions, he organized secret classes and discussions, sharing knowledge and ideas with his fellow inmates. Through this act of defiance, Mandela demonstrated the indomitable power of the human mind to overcome even the most dehumanizing circumstances. Mandela's leadership behind bars extended beyond the classroom. He established a sense of camaraderie among the prisoners, uniting them in the shared pursuit of justice and equality. This unity was not just symbolic, it was a strategic move that enabled the inmates to withstand the psychological toll of their confinement and to emerge stronger and more determined than ever. Throughout his imprisonment, Mandela remained a symbol of hope for South Africa and the world. His ability to maintain his dignity and his commitment to nonviolence served as a beacon of inspiration. His image, captured through photographs and stories, became a rallying point for those who sought an end to apartheid and a brighter future for the nation. As we delve into the details of Mandela's years on Robben Island, we will bear witness to the trials and triumphs that shaped his character. We will explore the bonds he forged with his fellow prisoners, the sacrifices he endured, and the lessons he learned during this chapter of his life. Mandela's resilience in the face of oppression serves as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of unwavering resolve. Chapter 10. The Rivonia Trial and Mandela's Stand. In the annals of history, few trials have captured the world's attention and held it in suspense quite like the Rivonia trial. Nelson Mandela's courageous stance during this pivotal moment marked a turning point, not only in his own life, but also in the struggle against apartheid. The trial took its name from the suburb of Rivonia in Johannesburg, where Mandela and his co-accused were arrested in 1963. Charged with sabotage and conspiring to overthrow the apartheid government, Mandela and his fellow activists faced the possibility of the death penalty. The Rivonia trial was a defining moment for Mandela, a crucible in which his principles and convictions were put to the ultimate test. In the courtroom, he refused to bow to the pressure of the oppressive regime. Instead, he seized the opportunity to make a powerful statement about the injustices of apartheid and the lengths to which he and his comrades were willing to go for the cause of justice. Mandela's famous speech from the dock resonated around the world. He declared that he was prepared to die for his beliefs, a statement that encapsulated his unyielding dedication to the struggle against oppression. In the face of imminent danger, Mandela's resolve remained unshaken, inspiring not only his co-accused, but also countless others who yearned for a more just and equitable society. The Rivonia trial ended with life sentences for Mandela and his co-accused, a decision that shocked and galvanized the international community. Mandela's imprisonment became a rallying point for anti-apartheid activists worldwide, and his name became synonymous with the fight for justice. Behind prison walls, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. He continued to be a source of inspiration for his fellow inmates, instilling a sense of unity and purpose among them. His commitment to nonviolence and his unwavering dedication to the principles of justice and equality served as a guiding light during the darkest hours of his imprisonment. As we delve into the details of the Rivonia trial, we will bear witness to Mandela's remarkable courage and his unwavering commitment to his beliefs. We will explore the impact of his words on the global stage and the legacy he left for generations to come. Mandela's stand during the trial showcased the extraordinary power of an individual to challenge oppression and galvanize a movement that would ultimately bring about profound change. Chapter 11. Freedom at Last, a Nation in Transition. The dawn of a new era was on the horizon, and Nelson Mandela's unwavering spirit had weathered the storm of oppression. After decades of sacrifice, struggle, and resilience, Mandela and his fellow activists were about to witness a historic transformation, the beginning of the end of apartheid. The winds of change were sweeping through South Africa, and the world was watching. As international pressure mounted and the apartheid regime faced growing isolation, the South African government began to realize that the status quo was untenable. The stage was set for negotiations, and the possibility of a future without racial segregation was becoming increasingly tangible. Mandela, even while imprisoned on Robben Island, remained a powerful symbol of resistance. His name was synonymous with the fight for justice, and his steadfastness had earned him respect and admiration around the globe. As negotiations between the government and the ANC gained momentum, the prospect of Mandela's release became a symbol of hope for a nation yearning for change. On February 11, 1990, the world watched as Nelson Mandela walked out of Victor Verster prison, a free man after 27 years of imprisonment. His release was a moment of celebration, not only for South Africa, but for the entire world. The long walk to freedom, as he aptly named his autobiography, was far from over. In fact, it was entering a new and equally challenging phase. The transition from oppression to freedom was a delicate process, filled with uncertainty and hope. Mandela's leadership was critical during this period of transition. He understood that the path to a democratic South Africa required not only negotiations and compromise, but also a commitment to reconciliation and healing. Mandela's approach was characterized by magnanimity and a willingness to extend the hand of friendship to former adversaries. He recognized that a lasting peace could only be achieved through forgiveness and understanding. The establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was a testament to Mandela's belief in the power of dialogue and the need to confront the painful truths of the past. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into Mandela's role in guiding a nation through the complexities of transition. We will witness his tireless efforts to bridge divides, his ability to inspire hope and unity, and his remarkable capacity to lead by example. As South Africa embarked on a new journey, Mandela's leadership would prove instrumental in shaping the nation's destiny and setting it on a course toward a more just and inclusive future. Chapter 12. Building a Rainbow Nation. With the shackles of apartheid finally broken, Nelson Mandela stood at the helm of a nation poised for transformation. The challenge ahead was monumental: to build a society that transcended the divisions of the past and embraced the vision of a united and inclusive South Africa. Mandela's release from prison was a watershed moment, not only for him, but for the entire nation. As he emerged into a world forever changed, he carried with him the hopes and dreams of millions. Mandela understood that the task of nation building was a collective endeavor, one that required the active participation and commitment of all South Africans. The term Rainbow Nation was coined to capture the diverse tapestry of South African society, a multitude of cultures, languages, and backgrounds that, when woven together, formed a vibrant and harmonious whole. Mandela envisioned a nation in which every individual, regardless of race or background, would have an equal stake and an equal voice. Key to this vision was the idea of reconciliation. Mandela recognized that true healing required acknowledgement of past wrongs and a willingness to forgive. The establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission provided a platform for victims and perpetrators alike to come forward and share their stories. It was a difficult and painful process, but one that was essential for the nation to move forward with a sense of unity and purpose. Mandela's leadership during this period was characterized by his ability to transcend bitterness and resentment. He extended a hand of friendship to former adversaries, emphasizing the importance of forgiveness and the need to let go of the burden of hatred. His example inspired others to follow suit, laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and compassionate society. Economic transformation was another crucial aspect of building the new South Africa. Mandela understood that addressing the deep-seated disparities that had plagued the nation for so long was essential for sustainable progress. His commitment to economic justice and empowerment initiatives aimed to uplift disadvantaged communities and create opportunities for all. As we delve into the details of this chapter, we will witness Mandela's tireless efforts to foster a sense of unity and shared purpose among the diverse population of South Africa. We will explore the challenges he faced, the triumphs he achieved, and the enduring legacy of his leadership in the building of a rainbow nation. Mandela's vision of a united and inclusive South Africa continues to resonate as an aspiration for societies around the world. His ability to turn the ideals of equality and reconciliation into tangible realities serves as a testament to the power of leadership and the enduring impact of his legacy. Chapter 13. A New Dawn. Mandela becomes president. The pages of history turned with a sense of anticipation as South Africa prepared to embark on a new chapter, one marked by the historic inauguration of Nelson Mandela as the country's first black president. The long and arduous journey from activism to imprisonment, from struggle to negotiation, had culminated in a moment of triumph and transformation. Mandela's election as president in 1994 was a moment of profound significance, not only for South Africa, but for the entire world. It was a testament to the power of resilience, reconciliation, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. As he stood before the nation, Mandela radiated a sense of hope and unity that had eluded South Africa for far too long. The transition to democracy was not without its challenges. The legacy of apartheid cast a long shadow, and the wounds of the past were still raw. Mandela understood that the task ahead was daunting: to lead a nation fractured by decades of racial division and guide it toward a future of unity and shared purpose. Mandela's presidency was characterized by his commitment to inclusivity and his unwavering dedication to the principles of equality and social justice. He recognized the importance of addressing the deep-seated inequalities that continued to plague South African society. His government implemented policies aimed at redressing historical injustices and improving the lives of the marginalized. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, established during Mandela's presidency, played a critical role in confronting the painful truths of the past and promoting healing. It was a bold and unprecedented move that demonstrated Mandela's belief in the power of forgiveness and dialogue as tools for national reconciliation. In the international arena, Mandela's presidency brought South Africa back into the global fold. His leadership on issues of human rights and diplomacy earned him respect and admiration on the world stage. He used his influence to advocate for peace, equality, and the eradication of poverty and disease. As we explore this chapter, we will delve into the intricacies of Mandela's presidency, the triumphs, the challenges, and the enduring impact of his leadership. We will witness how he navigated the complexities of governance while remaining true to his vision of a united and prosperous South Africa. Mandela's time in office marked a true turning point in the nation's history, a new dawn that held the promise of a brighter future for all. Chapter 14. Leadership through Reconciliation. Nelson Mandela's leadership during his presidency was a masterclass in the art of reconciliation, a skill that would prove essential in healing the wounds of a divided nation and forging a path toward a more harmonious future. Mandela understood that true reconciliation could not be achieved by simply sweeping the painful past under the rug. Instead, he believed in confronting the truth, no matter how difficult, as a crucial step toward healing. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, established during his presidency, became a platform for victims and perpetrators alike to share their stories, acknowledge wrongdoing, and seek forgiveness. The TRC process was deeply emotional and cathartic. It provided a space for individuals to confront their own actions and the consequences of those actions, fostering a sense of accountability and empathy. Mandela's unwavering support for the TRC demonstrated his commitment to justice, even as he advocated for the power of forgiveness as a means of moving forward. Mandela's own journey of forgiveness was exemplified by his relationship with his former jailers. Instead of harboring resentment, he chose to engage with them, recognizing that they too were victims of a system that perpetuated hatred and division. This act of forgiveness was not a sign of weakness, but a display of moral strength and a commitment to breaking the cycle of vengeance. Through his leadership, Mandela emphasized the need for South Africans to recognize their shared humanity and to embrace the values of Ubuntu, a philosophy that underscores the interconnectedness of all people. He believed that reconciliation was not just a political process, but a deeply personal one, requiring a shift in mindset and a willingness to see beyond the boundaries of race and ethnicity. Mandela's leadership through reconciliation extended to the international stage as well. He used his influence to promote peace and reconciliation in other conflict-ridden regions, demonstrating that the lessons learned from South Africa's journey could have a broader impact on the world. As we explore this chapter, we will delve into Mandela's role in fostering reconciliation, his interactions with victims and perpetrators, and the challenges he faced in bridging the gaps of a deeply divided society. Mandela's approach to leadership through reconciliation serves as a powerful example of how compassion, empathy, and a commitment to justice can transform a nation and inspire the world. Chapter 15. In Pursuit of Unity, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. In the aftermath of apartheid's dismantling, a unique and ambitious experiment in justice and healing unfolded in South Africa, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC. Led by the vision of Nelson Mandela and his government, the TRC sought to unearth the painful truths of the past while fostering a sense of unity and reconciliation among a nation deeply scarred by division. Mandela recognized that a true reckoning with the past was necessary for South Africa to move forward. The TRC provided a platform for victims to share their stories of suffering and for perpetrators to acknowledge their roles in the atrocities of apartheid. Through public hearings, South Africans came face to face with the horrors of the past, confronting the stark realities of torture, murder, and other forms of brutality. The TRC was not just about exposing the dark chapters of history, it was also a forum for healing and forgiveness. Mandela understood that while justice was important, the process of reconciliation required a deeper understanding of the human experience. He believed that the act of telling and listening to stories was essential for rebuilding trust and bridging the gaps that had torn the nation apart. Throughout the TRC process, Mandela's leadership was instrumental. He provided unwavering support to the Commission and its chair, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, emphasizing the importance of a fair and transparent process. He recognized that the TRC was not about vengeance, but about creating a space for South Africans to come together and collectively shape their future. Mandela's own journey served as an inspiration. His willingness to extend forgiveness to his former oppressors and to embrace reconciliation set a powerful example for the nation. His ability to rise above the pain of his own experiences and to prioritize the greater good showcased his extraordinary leadership and his commitment to the principles of unity and harmony. The TRC was not without its critics and challenges, but its impact on South African society was profound. It gave a voice to those who had been silenced, acknowledged the suffering of countless individuals, and laid the groundwork for a more just and inclusive future. Mandela's unwavering dedication to the pursuit of unity through the TRC demonstrated his ability to lead not only through policy, but through values and principles that transcended the political sphere. As we delve into this chapter, we will explore the intricacies of the TRC process, Mandela's role in its establishment, and the broader implications of this bold experiment in justice and reconciliation. The TRC stands as a testament to Mandela's belief in the power of humanity to heal and rebuild, even in the face of the darkest of histories. Chapter 16. A Beacon of Hope, Mandela's Global Impact. Nelson Mandela's influence transcended the borders of South Africa, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration for people across the globe. His indomitable spirit, unwavering commitment to justice, and visionary leadership made him not only a national hero but a global icon. Mandela's release from prison in 1990 was met with jubilation around the world. His journey from prisoner to president captivated hearts and minds, serving as a powerful reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, positive change was possible through determination and perseverance. Mandela's impact on the international stage was multifaceted. His leadership on issues of human rights, justice, and equality resonated with people who were fighting their own battles against oppression. His message of reconciliation and unity served as a guiding light for nations grappling with division and conflict. One of the most remarkable aspects of Mandela's global impact was his ability to transcend bitterness and hatred. He used his platform to advocate for forgiveness and understanding, showing that even in the aftermath of deep-seated trauma, it was possible to forge a path toward healing and reconciliation. Mandela's work in dismantling apartheid had ripple effects far beyond South Africa's borders. His efforts contributed to the downfall of other oppressive regimes and inspired movements for freedom and justice in different parts of the world. The universal nature of his struggle and the principles he stood for made him a symbol of hope for all those who sought a better future. His advocacy for peace and diplomacy earned him respect among world leaders and earned South Africa a respected place on the global stage. His contributions to international causes, such as the fight against HIV/AIDS, showcased his commitment to addressing pressing global issues. Throughout this chapter, we will delve into Mandela's interactions with world leaders, his involvement in international diplomacy, and his role as a tireless advocate for human rights. We will explore the ways in which his legacy continues to inspire individuals and movements striving for positive change. Mandela's global impact serves as a testament to the enduring power of his leadership and the extraordinary influence of his ideals. Chapter 17. Walking the Talk, Mandela's Inspirational Speeches. Nelson Mandela possessed a rare gift, the ability to inspire, uplift, and unite through the power of his words. His speeches were not mere addresses, they were calls to action, declarations of hope, and rallying cries for justice. In this chapter, we will explore some of Mandela's most iconic speeches and the profound impact they had on individuals, communities, and the world at large. Mandela's speeches were a reflection of his deep convictions and his unwavering commitment to justice and equality. He used his words to articulate a vision of a better world, a world in which every individual, regardless of race or background, could live with dignity and opportunity. One of his most famous speeches, delivered upon his release from prison, captured the essence of his struggle and the aspirations of millions. His call for a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities resonated deeply with a nation hungry for change. Mandela's inaugural address as South Africa's first black president was a moment of immense significance. In his speech, he emphasized the importance of reconciliation and unity, setting a tone for a nation in transition. His words echoed the sentiments of forgiveness and cooperation that would define his presidency and shape the course of South Africa's future. Throughout his time as a leader, Mandela continued to deliver speeches that galvanized people toward positive action. His addresses on human rights, social justice, and peace demonstrated his ability to connect with audiences on a profound level. He had a unique way of cutting through the noise and speaking directly to the hearts of those who listened. Mandela's speeches were not limited to his own country. His advocacy for global causes, such as the fight against HIV/AIDS, showcased his ability to use his platform for the greater good. His words had the power to mobilize individuals and institutions to work together for a common purpose. As we explore this chapter, we will delve into the substance and significance of some of Mandela's most memorable speeches. We will analyze the themes, rhetoric, and impact of his words, and we will witness how his eloquence and conviction inspired people to take a stand and make a difference. Mandela's ability to walk the talk through his speeches serves as a testament to his leadership and his lasting legacy as a voice for change. Chapter 18. Beyond Politics, Mandela's Personal Philosophy. Nelson Mandela was not just a political leader. He was a man of deep conviction and a well-defined personal philosophy that guided his actions and shaped his approach to life. In this chapter, we will delve into the core principles that underpinned Mandela's character and informed his decisions, highlighting the profound impact of his personal philosophy on his leadership and legacy. At the heart of Mandela's philosophy was his unwavering belief in the inherent dignity and worth of every human being. He viewed each individual as a unique and valuable contributor to society, regardless of race, background, or circumstance. This belief formed the foundation of his commitment to equality, justice, and the pursuit of a better world for all. Central to Mandela's personal philosophy was the principle of Ubuntu, an African concept that emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity. He believed that we are all bound together by a shared humanity, and that our well-being is intertwined. This philosophy informed his approach to reconciliation, forgiveness, and the creation of a united and harmonious society. Mandela's resilience in the face of adversity was a testament to his philosophy of inner strength and determination. He believed that challenges were opportunities for growth, and that setbacks could be overcome through a combination of resilience, courage, and a steadfast commitment to one's principles. Forgiveness was a cornerstone of Mandela's philosophy, a principle he embodied through his actions. He understood that forgiveness was not a sign of weakness, but a display of moral strength and a pathway to healing. His ability to extend forgiveness, even to those who had oppressed him, showcased his profound understanding of the transformative power of compassion. Mandela's personal philosophy also emphasized the importance of education and continuous learning. He believed that knowledge was a tool for empowerment, and that education was the key to breaking the cycle of poverty and inequality. His dedication to learning, both during his imprisonment and throughout his life, demonstrated his commitment to personal growth and the betterment of society. As we explore this chapter, we will delve into the various facets of Mandela's personal philosophy and the ways in which it informed his leadership and decision-making. We will examine how his beliefs shaped his interactions with others, his approach to governance, and his enduring legacy as a moral and ethical compass for leaders and individuals around the world. Chapter 19. Facing Challenges, Mandela's Later Years. The later years of Nelson Mandela's life were marked by both personal challenges and his enduring commitment to the causes he held dear. As we explore this chapter, we'll delve into the complexities of this period, examining the struggles he faced, the contributions he continued to make, and the impact he left on the world. Health challenges. In 2001, Mandela was diagnosed with prostate cancer, a reminder of his mortality. Despite undergoing successful treatment, this health scare highlighted the fragility of life and the passage of time. In 2004, Mandela announced his retirement from public life, signaling a transition into a quieter existence. However, he remained engaged in various charitable and humanitarian activities. Global advocacy. Even in his later years, Mandela remained a powerful advocate on the global stage. He continued to speak out against issues such as HIV/AIDS, poverty, and conflict, using his influence to draw attention to pressing global challenges. In 2005, Mandela established the Nelson Mandela Foundation, an organization dedicated to promoting his legacy of social justice, equality, and reconciliation. Legacy projects. Mandela's commitment to education and youth empowerment persisted. He founded the Nelson Mandela Institute for Education and Rural Development, focusing on improving educational opportunities in rural areas. In 2010, South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup, an event that symbolized the nation's progress and unity. Mandela's appearance at the tournament's opening ceremony was a powerful moment of inspiration and celebration. Enduring impact. Mandela's passing on December 5, 2013, marked the end of an era. His legacy continued to shine as a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. The United Nations declared Mandela's birthday, July 18, as Nelson Mandela International Day, a day dedicated to promoting humanitarian efforts and celebrating his values. Mandela's later years were a testament to his resilience, his unwavering dedication to his principles, and his ability to inspire positive change even in the face of personal challenges. As we explore this chapter, we will gain insight into how Mandela's enduring impact continued to shape the world long after his active political years. Chapter 20. Legacy of Love, Mandela's Humanitarian Efforts. Nelson Mandela's legacy goes beyond politics and leadership. It extends to his profound humanitarian efforts that reflected his deep compassion and commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of others. In this chapter, we will delve into Mandela's enduring legacy of love and explore the various ways he continued to contribute to humanity's well-being. Human rights advocate. Mandela's lifelong dedication to human rights persisted beyond his presidency. He championed causes such as women's rights, children's rights, and the rights of the disabled. His advocacy reflected his belief in the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. HIV/AIDS awareness. Mandela recognized the devastating impact of the HIV/AIDS epidemic on South Africa and the world. In 2005, he publicly disclosed that his own son had died of AIDS-related complications, challenging stigma and discrimination associated with the disease. The Nelson Mandela Foundation's 46,664 campaign aimed to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS and provide support to those affected. The campaign's name was a reference to Mandela's prison number on Robben Island. Humanitarian diplomacy. Mandela's global influence allowed him to engage in diplomatic efforts to promote peace and humanitarian causes. He played a crucial role in mediating conflicts and fostering reconciliation in various nations, including Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Championing children's welfare. Mandela's commitment to the well-being of children was evident in his efforts to establish the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, an organization dedicated to improving the lives of vulnerable children in South Africa and beyond. In 2000, Mandela launched the 46,664 Arctic campaign to draw attention to the impact of HIV/AIDS on children in the Arctic region. Legacy in education. Mandela's belief in the transformative power of education led to the establishment of various educational initiatives. The Nelson Mandela Institute for Education and Rural Development aimed to improve educational opportunities for rural communities. His efforts contributed to increased access to education, particularly for marginalized and underprivileged children. Continuing impact. Mandela's humanitarian legacy lives on through the various organizations and initiatives he founded. His commitment to social justice, equality, and compassion continues to inspire individuals and organizations around the world. Mandela's legacy of love reflects his profound understanding of the interconnectedness of humanity and his unwavering belief in the potential for positive change. As we explore this chapter, we will witness the enduring impact of his humanitarian efforts and how his legacy continues to shape a more just and compassionate world. Chapter 21. Remembering an Icon, Mandela's Passing. The world stood still on December 5, 2013, as news spread of Nelson Mandela's passing. The departure of this iconic leader marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy that had touched the hearts and minds of people across the globe. In this chapter, we will reflect on the profound impact of Mandela's passing and the ways in which his memory continues to shape our world. Global mourning. Mandela's death triggered an outpouring of grief and mourning that transcended borders and cultures. World leaders, celebrities, and everyday individuals joined in paying tribute to a man whose life had come to symbolize the struggle for justice, equality, and freedom. Memorial services. Mandela's memorial services and funeral were marked by both solemnity and celebration. The world watched as leaders and citizens gathered to honor his legacy and bid farewell to a visionary leader who had left an indelible mark on history. Legacy of reconciliation. Mandela's passing provided an opportunity for reflection on his enduring commitment to reconciliation and forgiveness. His ability to extend forgiveness to those who had oppressed him served as a poignant reminder of the transformative power of compassion and the potential for healing even in the face of deep wounds. Continuing the work. In the wake of Mandela's passing, the world faced the challenge of carrying forward his legacy. His death served as a call to action, inspiring individuals and organizations to redouble their efforts in the fight against inequality, injustice, and oppression. The Nelson Mandela Foundation and other institutions dedicated to his memory continue to promote his values of social justice, human rights, and unity. International Mandela Day. In honor of Mandela's birthday on July 18, the United Nations declared Nelson Mandela International Day, an annual celebration of his life, and a call to action for individuals to engage in acts of service and make a positive impact on their communities. Legacy of inspiration. Mandela's passing was a reminder that while his physical presence was no longer with us, his spirit and ideals lived on. His life story and his unwavering commitment to justice and equality continue to inspire generations to stand up against injustice and work toward a better world. As we explore this chapter, we will reflect on the global response to Mandela's passing and the enduring influence of his legacy. We will witness how his memory continues to motivate individuals and movements striving to create a world that reflects his vision of a more inclusive, compassionate, and just society. Chapter 22. Mandela's spirit lives on. Nelson Mandela may have left this world, but his spirit remains a powerful force that continues to inspire, guide, and uplift. In this final chapter, we will explore the ways in which Mandela's legacy lives on, shaping the present and future as a beacon of hope and a reminder of the enduring power of leadership, compassion, and the pursuit of justice. Global tributes. In the years following Mandela's passing, his memory has been honored through various tributes, memorials, and events. From statues and monuments to cultural festivals and educational programs, the world has come together to celebrate his life and contributions. Mandela's legacy remains alive in the hearts of those who were fortunate enough to meet him or be touched by his work. Continued activism. Mandela's influence continues to drive activism and social change. Movements for equality, justice, and human rights draw inspiration from his unwavering commitment to these causes. Individuals and organizations around the world continue to invoke Mandela's name and ideals as they work to address systemic inequalities and promote positive change. Youth empowerment. Mandela's belief in the potential of young people to shape the future lives on through initiatives focused on youth empowerment, education, and leadership development. Scholarships, mentorship programs, and youth-focused organizations carry forward Mandela's vision of nurturing the next generation of leaders. International impact. Mandela's impact on global politics and diplomacy is a testament to his ability to bring people together. His legacy serves as a reminder of the potential for collaboration and cooperation in addressing pressing global challenges. Mandela's name remains synonymous with diplomacy, peace, and the pursuit of a better world. Cultural influence. Mandela's life has been celebrated through literature, film, music, and art. His story continues to be told and retold, captivating new generations and keeping his legacy alive. Books, documentaries, and artistic expressions serve as a means of preserving Mandela's memory and ensuring that his story is shared with the world. Inspiration for leaders. Mandela's leadership style and principles continue to be studied and emulated by leaders across various fields. His ability to lead with integrity, empathy, and a commitment to justice remains a model for effective and ethical leadership. Mandela's legacy offers a blueprint for leaders who aspire to create positive change and leave a lasting impact. As we conclude this book, we honor the legacy of Nelson Mandela, an extraordinary individual whose life journey from prisoner to president, from oppression to reconciliation, continues to illuminate the path toward a more just, inclusive, and compassionate world. His spirit lives on, reminding us that one person's dedication and determination can ignite a flame that transcends time and transforms lives. Chapter 23. Important events of Nelson Mandela's life in chronological approach. Nelson Mandela's life was a tapestry woven with pivotal moments that shaped his journey from a young boy in a rural village to a global icon of justice and reconciliation. In this chapter, we will take a chronological approach to highlight the key events that defined Mandela's remarkable life and legacy. 1. 1918, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela is born in the village of Mvizo, Transkei, South Africa. 2. 1941, Mandela moves to Johannesburg and becomes involved in anti-colonial and anti-apartheid activism. 3. 1952, Mandela becomes Deputy National President of the African National Congress (ANC) Youth League and leads campaigns against apartheid laws. 4. 1956. Mandela and 155 others are arrested and charged with high treason, resulting in the infamous treason trial. 5. 1960. The Sharpeville massacre, where 69 protesters are killed, leads to the ANC being banned, pushing Mandela underground. 6. 1962. Mandela is arrested and convicted of sabotage and other charges, resulting in a life sentence on Robben Island. 7. 1990. After 27 years in prison, Mandela is released and becomes a central figure in negotiations to end apartheid. 8. 1993. Mandela is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize along with then South African President F.W. de Klerk for their efforts to dismantle apartheid. 9. 1994. Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president after the nation's first multiracial elections. 10. 1995. South Africa hosts the Rugby World Cup, with Mandela using the event to promote unity and reconciliation. 11. 1996. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission (TRC) begins its work, aiming to heal the wounds of apartheid. 12. 1999. Mandela steps down as president, completing his single term in office. 13. 2001. Mandela is diagnosed with prostate cancer, but he continues to engage in global advocacy. 14. 2004. Mandela announces his retirement from public life. 15. 2010. South Africa hosts the FIFA World Cup, with Mandela making a memorable appearance at the opening ceremony. 16. 2013. Nelson Mandela passes away on December 5, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and shape the world. This chapter will provide a chronological overview of the significant events in Mandela's life, capturing the challenges he faced, the milestones he achieved, and the lasting impact of his actions. By examining these key moments, readers will gain a deeper understanding of the man behind the legend and the remarkable journey that defined his legacy. Chapter 24. Inspirational quotations from the book Know About Nelson Mandela, the First Black President of South Africa, by Saurabh Singh Chauhan. Nelson Mandela's words have a timeless quality that continues to resonate with people from all walks of life. In this chapter, we will explore some of Mandela's most powerful and thought-provoking quotations, each encapsulating his wisdom, courage, and unwavering commitment to justice and equality. Number 1. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Number 2. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Number 3. It always seems impossible until it's done. Number 4. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Number 5. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Number 6. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Number 7. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Number 8. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. Number 9. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Number 10. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Number 11. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Number 12. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Number 13. It is in your hands to make a better world for all who live in it. Each of these quotations offers a glimpse into Mandela's profound insights and his enduring commitment to the values of justice, compassion, and equality. As we explore this chapter, we will gain a deeper appreciation for the wisdom that flowed from his words and the impact they continue to have on individuals and movements striving for positive change. Chapter 25, Summary of all chapters. Chapter 1, Introduction. In this chapter, we embarked on a journey to explore the life and legacy of Nelson Mandela, the first Black president of South Africa. Mandela's remarkable story is one of resilience, courage, and unwavering commitment to justice and equality. Through the pages of this book, we will delve into the key chapters of his life, exploring his early years, his activism, his time in prison, his leadership in dismantling apartheid, and his enduring impact on the world. Chapter 2, Early Life and Education. We delved into Mandela's formative years, tracing his upbringing in a rural village and his early encounters with the injustices of apartheid. Despite facing adversity, his pursuit of education and exposure to activism laid the groundwork for his future role as a champion of equality. Chapter 3, A Humble Beginning. Mandela's early experiences shaped his understanding of social inequality and his determination to challenge the status quo. We explored the roots of his commitment to justice and his initial steps into the world of activism. Chapter 4, Growing Up in a Changing World. The changing landscape of South Africa in the 20th century played a significant role in shaping Mandela's worldview. We examined the societal shifts and political developments that propelled him into a life of dedicated activism. Chapter 5, Championing Equality and Justice. Mandela's early activism led him to become a vocal advocate for equality and justice. We explored his involvement in key campaigns and his emergence as a rising leader within the African National Congress, ANC. Chapter 6, Entering the World of Activism. This chapter delved into Mandela's deepening commitment to activism as he joined forces with other young leaders to challenge apartheid policies. We witnessed his evolving role within the ANC and his determination to bring about meaningful change. Chapter 7, Taking the Lead, the ANC and Mandela. As Mandela's influence within the ANC grew, he played an instrumental role in shaping the organization's strategies and goals. We explored his contributions to the ANC's mission and his emergence as a prominent leader. Chapter 8, The Courage to Challenge Apartheid. Mandela's unwavering resolve to confront apartheid head-on led him to make significant personal sacrifices. In this chapter, we witnessed his pivotal role in organizing acts of civil disobedience and his unwavering commitment to justice. Chapter 9, Behind Bars, Robben Island and Resilience. Mandela's imprisonment on Robben Island became a symbol of his resilience and unbreakable spirit. We delved into his experiences during his 27 years in captivity and the ways in which he maintained his sense of purpose. Chapter 10, The Rivonia Trial and Mandela's Stand. The Rivonia trial marked a turning point in Mandela's life and the struggle against apartheid. We examined the trial's significance, Mandela's powerful defense, and the impact of his statement from the dock. Chapter 11, Freedom at Last, A Nation in Transition. With Mandela's release from prison, we entered a new era in South Africa's history. We explored the complexities of the nation's transition from apartheid to democracy, and Mandela's pivotal role in guiding this transformative process. Chapter 12, Building a Rainbow Nation. Mandela's presidency was characterized by his efforts to build a united and inclusive South Africa. We witnessed his leadership in dismantling institutionalized racism and fostering a sense of national identity. Chapter 13, A New Dawn, Mandela Becomes President. In this chapter, we witness the historic moment when Mandela became South Africa's first black president. We explored his inauguration speech and his vision for a nation emerging from the shadows of apartheid. Chapter 14, Leadership Through Reconciliation. Mandela's presidency was marked by his visionary approach to reconciliation. We explored his establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and his advocacy for forgiveness as a means of healing a divided society. Chapter 15, In Pursuit of Unity, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We delve deeper into the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, examining its role in bringing to light the horrors of apartheid and providing a platform for victims and perpetrators to share their stories. Chapter 16, A Beacon of Hope, Mandela's Global Impact. Mandela's influence extended beyond South Africa, inspiring people around the world to fight for justice and equality. We explored his role in global advocacy, diplomacy, and the promotion of peace. Chapter 17, Walking the Talk, Mandela's Inspirational Speeches. Mandela's speeches were a testament to his ability to inspire and motivate. We examined some of his most powerful speeches and their impact on individuals, communities, and the world. Chapter 18, Beyond Politics, Mandela's Personal Philosophy. Mandela's personal philosophy was rooted in principles of equality, forgiveness, and Ubuntu. We delved into the core beliefs that guided his actions and informed his leadership. Chapter 19, Facing Challenges, Mandela's Later Years. As Mandela's active political career waned, he faced personal challenges while continuing his humanitarian efforts. We explored his health struggles, global advocacy, and ongoing contributions to social change. Chapter 20, Legacy of Love, Mandela's Humanitarian Efforts. Mandela's commitment to humanitarian causes left an indelible mark. We examined his advocacy for human rights, HIV/AIDS awareness, youth empowerment, and his enduring impact on global issues. Chapter 21, Remembering an Icon, Mandela's Passing. Mandela's passing marked a profound moment of reflection and remembrance. We explored the global response to his death and the ways in which his legacy continues to shape our world. Chapter 22, Mandela's Spirit Lives On. Even in his absence, Mandela's spirit lives on. We witnessed his enduring influence in various realms, from activism and youth empowerment to diplomacy and cultural expression. Chapter 23, All-Important Events of Nelson Mandela's Life in Chronological Approach. This chapter provided a comprehensive chronological overview of the key events that shaped Mandela's life journey, from his birth to his passing, highlighting his remarkable achievements and challenges. Chapter 24, Nelson Mandela's Inspirational Quotations. Mandela's quotations capture his wisdom, courage, and vision for a better world. We explored some of his most impactful quotes, each encapsulating his enduring commitment to justice and equality. In the pages of this book, we have explored the life, leadership, and legacy of Nelson Mandela, an extraordinary individual whose impact on the world continues to inspire, empower, and remind us of the boundless potential for positive change. As we conclude this journey, may Mandela's story serve as a beacon of hope and a call to action for generations to come.